Now it's actually time for us to go ahead and define our eliminate naked pair from others in call method. It's going to be very similar to the row method, so let's go ahead and copy that, bring it back here. It's going to have has naked pair in call, and we're going to define a method just like that. So generate, and that method is going to be very similar to this. So I'm going to fill that in, and now let's change it around. So has naked pair in call, it's going to take in the same arguments, and then in here we're going to pass in a row. So this is going to be row. So we're going to go through the rows, through all of the rows for a given column, and here we're going to say the row for the given column, and same thing, given row, given column. This one we do not need to change, and row given column. There you go. So we're basically doing the same thing, but instead of going through each column for a row, we're going through each row for a column, right? And so that part is all set. And eliminate naked pair right here, Sudoku board, and then we're passing in a Sudoku board, given column, given row, given column, and then passing in a row here instead of given row, and then a given column right here. Okay, so the given column is what's going to go in, right? Because that's what we're going to grab. We're going to grab one of the guys on the row for a given column. So we have the eliminate naked pair method written up already, so we don't need to do anything with that. That's all set, and we have this one method written up. So this is all set now. Now we go and we change up the has naked pair in call. That still takes given row and given call. For these guys, we need to change these to row. So we're going to through each row for a given column. And here we say given row does not equal to row. And is naked pair the row of a given column? And Sudoku board, we're passing in the given row and given column. So that's all set as well. So that's looking good. So let's go ahead and define our last method, which is eliminate naked pair from others in block. I will write the code first and then I will go over it. It's actually not that bad. So this one is a little different. I will go ahead and say if doesn't have has naked pair. Basically I'm saying if it doesn't have naked pair. So I'm going to say has naked pair in group. I'm going to pass in the Sudoku board and going to pass in the given row and given column. The given column. Then going to say return. So that's that. Let's actually define or generate this method, which we're going to define in just a second. And actually, let's change the name NakedPairsStrategy to NakedPairsStrategy, just because it is actually, that's how it's called. So, it's good to be consistent with the naming. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change this, because once again, I said group. I keep saying group, and that's why I'm misnaming these. So I'm going to say block and has naked pair in block, and that's the method. Then let's actually go ahead and finish this one up. So I will say it's going to be pretty similar to this, and take these out, and I'm simply going to say var Sudoku map. So Sudoku map equals Sudoku map or find given row and column. So given row and given column. And then I'm going to say the start row is going to be the row that you want to start at. So start row is going to be the row that you want to start at. This is going to be start row plus 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and say the same thing for the column. Start column. And then we're going to go ahead and say start column plus 2. So that's great. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say if Sudoku board row and column toString. So returning that into a string. I'm saying if the length of that is greater than 1, and if the Sudoku board row and column value does not equal to the given row and given column, so given row and given column, then we're going to say eliminate naked pair, and we're going to pass in the Sudoku board, and we're going to simply say the values to eliminate are the given row and given column, and we're going to say row and column are the spot from which we are going to take out these values. And this should do it for this method, and I will explain it just in a second. Let's go ahead and define hasNakedPairInBlock method as well, and that's going to actually have the similar structure as this, so I can actually get that. And here just say, okay, so it's going to go through all the rows, all the columns, and then here I will say, let's declare a variable, element same equals given row equals to the row, and given column equals to the column. Then I'm going to have another variable called element in same block, and Sudoku mapper find given row and given column, and start row equals to the row and column. So are they equal? And I'll go to the next line actually. Start column, and let me see, I can select this. Okay, there you go. And this is going to be row and going to be column, and there you go. So I think I messed something up. Let me see. I think it was when I was typing something in. So let's see what it is. This equals to that. And C equals to that. And oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I put the incorrect symbol. It happens from time to time. Okay, so basically, Sudoku mapper find given row column. So we're saying if they're in the same block, get the row from that, and then the one that we're iterating, get the row from that, the starting point, get the starting column, and compare it all. I will go over the logic after I'm done with the code, so do not worry if you are confused. It's actually pretty simple. And let me write the last bits of this code. And it's going to say if element not the same and element in same block and is naked pair. So you're going to get the Sudoku and you're going to say given row, and then you're going to say given call. Compare that to Sudoku board row call. There you go. If that matches up, return true. Otherwise, if none of this matches up, then at the end, return false. There you go. So this basically does it for this code, and we are completed. So there's no more methods to define, and this is good. So let's actually go over this code. It's actually pretty simple. I'll open this one up, and here's what we're doing. We're just trying to basically, in this one, saying if it has a naked pair, right? And how does the has naked pair work? It basically goes through each and every column for each and every row and says, is the element same? Element in same block basically says that we just want to make sure that the given row and given column are in the same block as the row and column. If you look at the code, it's actually very simple. We're using the Sudoku mapper find method, and we're passing in the given row and the given column. So let's say this was my given row and given column, the place that it mapped out to, and row and column came up to be this, right? We're going from here to here to here to here to here, and then now it's here. Basically what's going to happen is, I'm going to say if the row and column are here, then the start row and the start column are going to be the same exact point. And my given row and given column is going to be the same exact point, because when we find which block it is in, we always return the starting point. That's why we're comparing the start row to start row, start column to start column. So essentially, if this is my given row and given column, doesn't matter if I'm iterating here, 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 or here, 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 all of that will resolve to the same start row and start column. So that's basically just for us to figure out if they're in the same block. So I'm saying if it's not the same element, if they're in the same block, and the given row and the given column, that cell is a naked pair with the one of these guys in the group or one of these guys in the block, then say that there is a naked pair in the block. So then that's the method. That's all it does. Now when we come out of it, now we need to eliminate that, right? So what we do is we get the starting location of the block that we're in. So we, give it the given row and the given column. So in this case, it's this. So we're going to get back this location for it's going to be 0, 0. And what we do is we just iterate the block. So we go from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here. And we do that by saying the start map start row. That's when we start, and we go 2 over, and then we go to the column and we go 2 over. So it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what's going to happen. So then we say, if the row call, so if this, or this, if any one of those is greater than 1, so it's not solved for, and it's, it's just like a bunch of possibilities, and the row call doesn't equal to the given row and given call. So if this was our given row and given call, and there was like a value 1, 2, and we had another one that was 1, 2, we're just basically trying to make sure that the naked pair doesn't equal to the naked pair, so we're not eliminating the naked pair. We're eliminating other possibilities that don't equal to the naked pair, but those numbers that are in the naked pair will be eliminated from those other possibilities. So if there was like 1, 2, 3 here, and we had 1, 2 here, we basically would take out 1, 2 from that 1, 2, 3, and we would be left with 3. So that's what that's doing. And then we just pass in the eliminate naked pair is, doing its thing. We already know what it's doing. We give it the Sudoku board. This is the values to eliminate, which is going to be, the 1, 2 that we have here. And row call is whatever we decide to eliminate from. So that's what it's doing. And that's essentially our code. In our next video, we're actually going to fix up a few bugs that we have in the code, and I will show you how to fix them up. So if you were building your solution or the project and it was not working, don't worry about it. We're going to make it work. It's just that at a large application like this, you will miss things here and there. So that's no problem. It's actually part of software development. We're going to fix it up. You're going to see how nicely it's going to work afterwards. And, we're going to talk a little bit about mindsets and how to, not make mistakes and how to be more focused in our next video. But for now, this is it. And we are very, very close to finishing up the application.